I was born and has lived in Nairobi most of my life, and I practice law in Nairobi, Kenya. I grew up in a middle-class family in Nairobi, and so what that means is that I was exposed to fine dining, good schools, good clothes, but sometimes, we never liked like forever. And so I wondered, why can't you have these things all the time? That disturbed me a lot, because the longest you could have those things for 3 months, and then the rest of the year, 9 months, you don't have these things. So it really bothered me why we could not have these things all the time, and that was in the back of my mind. And so I'd been searching for the answer to this question all my life. And when I finished university, somebody introduced me to a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. And it was a small book, and I read it very quickly within a few hours, and it opened my mind. Because especially at that time, I was trying to get to know God. And, I had said that I would get saved at the age of 60, because I had seen that most saved people are poor, and I didn't want that for myself. So I had said I would get saved at 60. But now at this time after university, I started getting to know about God. And things were not making sense, because in the Bible it says, Jesus would say, I have come that you may have an abundant life. But most Christians are not abundant. So there was a disconnect. And so when I came across this book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, which you can actually listen to or read from YouTube by Florence Scovel Shinn, that was written in 1925, it gave me a moment. And that moment, now, I also felt that you must have a purpose. At that time, I was in my 20s, and I had come to realize you must have a purpose. At that time, my role model was Oprah Winfrey, and I wanted to become like her. So I knew there was a purpose. My main disturbing question is, why can't I be having these good things all the time? And the book gave me an moment. And that's when I started seeing that my purpose is to educate people on how to do better, because I wanted to do better. And then I studied in the UK, so I came back home. And when I came back, my goal was not to pursue law, even though that's what I studied, but was to work on my mission. And my father, who was a lawyer, asked me, now what's your plan? And I told him my plan is to pursue my passion. He was so mad, he could not understand what is better than law. And very quickly I realized I'm in a different society, that without going to law school, I'm a nobody. And of course, because I have always wanted to be a somebody. So I did go to law school. But my passion at that time also, I started trying to find meaning for it. Initially, I called it poverty eradication. Then I read somewhere that's a negative term. You should never call your mission in a negative term. So I changed it to success mindset. And then after some time, I realized, no, that's not what it is. And I now came to boil it down to wealth creation. And I was happy with that, because it was in tandem with or in line with the word of God, because in Deuteronomy 8:18, God says he has given you the power to get wealth. So if he's given each one of us the power to get wealth, why don't we have it? And now that was my assignment in my mission. And so now I called it wealth creation. And that's what I've been thinking about all through, even as I go on through my practice as an advocate.